y'all, don't judge my hair. I'm going to baby shower later, and I kind of just laid my frontal down. So then later when I'm ready, all I have to do is curl my hair, put my clothes on, and I'm good to go. And like flat iron it and stuff, so it's not laid. So don't think this is like a video where I'm coming on camera looking crazy, okay? So I have a new camera lens. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me know if I should just use this lens for like tutorials or close-up videos, or if I should actually use it for a lot more stuff on my channel. But the main reason for me filming this video is kind of like a part 2 from my last self-love video, which was like feminine energy and put men aside for a second. So like it seems like a lot of people like the topic of that video, because I haven't got that much views on, like, it's not even a lot, but that much views on any like chit chat or my self-love series on my channel. So before I actually start the video, one of my friends commented on the video, and it's crazy because before she even commented on it, I already had notes in my book to talk about this specific thing. So I'm gonna read her comment on the video and then kind of go from there. So it says, she's like, I think that women need to really take the idea of stepping back from the hunt. Many times I think we get so caught up in being independent and strong individuals, we forget / neglect that beautiful softness of us as women. Sometimes we need to allow ourselves to be the target of affection and love rather than doing everything in our power to make sure it is given to us. Let go of that need to control / force things into being, and see how it is when you're just doing you. It will result in the most beautiful outcome. And I'm just like, this is insane, because before I even like said I would do like a part 2 or like a follow-up video, she commented on it, and I'm like, I already had my notes in my book for this, so it's crazy. So basically I was talking about now discovering my feminine energy before I started dating, and how crazy it was for me the other day when I realized that I went through this / I am going through this, and it's just insane that I didn't really know like what it actually was, like what feminine energy was, and how important it is to be a woman and allow a man to do his job without taking on the characteristics of being too independent. And there's nothing wrong with being independent, but I mean like things that a man is supposed to do, allow him to do that for you. You know, like pay for your dinner, take you out, financially take care of you, like be the man in the relationship. Don't try and be too much of one and too much of the other. And later on in the video I'll explain how the balance of masculine and feminine energy in females is important as well, or can be an asset as well, as long as you're balancing the two and not giving off more than one type of energy, I guess, in a relationship or dating and stuff like that. So I have in my notes here, some females feel that asking men for help is a sign of weakness, and I'm guilty of this. I used to be like, okay, you know what, a guy would be like, oh, not a guy, but somebody like I was speaking to at the time a few years ago would have said something like, oh, I had said something like, oh, you know, like money's a little bit tight right now, like I just dropped money on my rent and my car payments and stuff like that. And nowhere did I say I was broke, because I'm not broke, but I budget and I like to put my money in specific places and be smart about my spending. And he made a comment just like, oh, like if you want to get your nails done or do stuff like this, I could do it for you. And I was just like, but I didn't ask you. Like, I didn't ask you to do that for me. You know, where did I say I was broke or I need you to help me in any way? Like, I didn't ask you. But being the person that I am, I jump at people a lot before actually taking what they're actually saying. And I'm kind of just like, now I think about it, I don't think he meant it that way, but I took it that way because I was just like, okay, you know what, I work, I make my money, I don't need you, kind of thing. And I feel like that can come off wrong when trying to attract the opposite sex, because it's like, okay, if she can do all these things for herself and provide for herself, what's my place in her life? what else can I do for her? If she could do it all on her own, why should I be here? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where we have to be really careful. And I don't think you need to explain yourself, but if you're speaking to somebody, you put it in a way where they're able to understand like where you're coming from and why you're so strong and what made you so strong, or what made you pick up all these responsibilities on yourself and not allow somebody else to take care of you, kind of thing. And I just feel like that's where we kind of mess up, if you kind of get what I'm saying. The next point I'm going to talk about is, does it get tiring being strong all the time? And I can say that it is tiring being strong all the time and pretending like you have everything together and pretending like you don't need help from anybody. Even with me growing up, I got my first job at 13, and like since then I'm just like, I don't need your help, I don't need you to give me money. I thought I had my shit together, even when I'm in a little tight spot sometimes and I may need a little extra cash. I will never ask my parents. I will like go to the bank, I'll withdraw money out my savings, I'll use that and then put it back when I get paid. Like that's how I am, and it gets tiring. Like when it comes to like not even relationships but dating, for me, I base dating and relationships differently from each other. So like dating somebody, I just felt like I never really allowed them to be a man, and that was just because I was going through a lot of the time and I had to be strong for myself. I didn't have time for men being a placeholder in my life or like being there for a certain amount of time. Like I just wanted to take care of myself and be with somebody that's going to be with me for the long run through everything I'm going through. And I let go of being the strong independent black woman or strong independent woman when I started dating my boyfriend. And he just made things, I'm not even gonna go in because I don't like talking about our relationship like that, but based on like us meeting, everything was just easy, and he like understood everything that I had went through. And it was hard at first to kind of trust that he's like this type of guy or whatever, and that he's good and will treat me right and stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, like whatever, like guys say this just to get you wrapped around their finger and stuff like that. But I almost even lost my chance because I was trying to be that strong woman, like, you know what I mean? So I let my guard down and I allowed my feminine energy to just flow, and I just started to be a lot more vulnerable with him and trust him more, because I feel like that's what you need to do for there to be a balance in your relationship. Like you can still provide for yourself and be really strong and independent and successful without giving the man all the power and the credit for who you are and how far you've come. But I just feel like there needs to be that balance. You cannot be strong all the time. Like the way a relationship functions is like, if you're weak and he's like strong and he's good, he's gonna make sure that you're okay. He's gonna take care of you. And when he's down and out and you're strong and you have things together, you gotta be there for him. Like there has to be a balance. Like if he's good all the time and you're good all the time, you guys can't really help each other depending on like what you're going through. Or like you're good, but you say you're good, but you're going through shit and you just don't want to let your guard down. Or he says he's good, but he's going through shit and he doesn't want to let his guard down. You're not leaving any room in your relationship or with the person that you're dating to help each other or to balance out your masculine and your feminine energy. Like it just becomes two hard-headed people or one hard-headed person having a hard time just being a woman or being a man. You know what I mean? So I know me personally, it was hard for me to leave that strong independent characteristic behind, and it's not like I've let go of it 100%, but I've allowed myself to be taken care of. I've allowed my boyfriend to be a man in our relationship, you know. The next point I have is when we get caught up in, as I said, like being not being too strong, but being like taking on like the traits of a man or masculine energy, we forget to be a woman and we take on the masculine role. So if you guys aren't really familiar with the traits of a man a feminine or masculine, energy. If you're not familiar with masculine energy, I'll read you guys the traits of that. Okay, so for men, masculine energy, it's confidence, inner strength, responsibility, focus, logical support, stability, direction, protection, clarity, boundaries, courage, discipline, capable, certain, and assertive. A wounded masculine is perpetrator, abuse of power, dominance, aggression, control, competitive, confrontational, criticism, abuse, what's this other word? Unsupportive and unstable. And that's when you create a very toxic relationship or a toxic energy within a man and a woman, because as a woman, as I said before, you can balance out masculine and feminine energy within yourself. But if you have a wounded man and a wounded woman, like, there's no balance between the two. And one example of a wounded feminine is a victim, or another powerless and weak. And then you have a wounded masculine, abuse of power, dominance, aggression, and control. Like, when you have those two negative traits, like, it doesn't create anything positive at all, or create any room for growth or a successful relationship or a successful individual on their own. It just makes things really complicated. But then when we take up, as a woman, when we take up too much, as I said before, when we take up too much of the energy of a man, we don't leave room for a man to actually come in and provide these natural feminine, the natural masculine traits. You know, we don't allow a man to be a man, and that can create toxic environments. So the last point I have is sometimes as women we forget how to be soft and emotional, like my friend Brianna said, and that attracts a powerless man who are not balanced within the masculine energy. So perfect example, somebody that I've dated in my past, I felt like I was more of a man in that relationship than he was. Like, I was strong for myself and strong for him. He wasn't ambitious. He wasn't protective at all. He wasn't financially stable. Like, and even if he wasn't financially stable, he didn't try to better himself, and it bothered me, because I'm like, okay, here I am. When you don't got gas money, I'm putting gas money in the car. You come to my house, you eat my food, I gotta replace my groceries, like stuff like that. I'm kind of just like, okay, this is great and everything, but I personally cannot be with a powerless man, a man who doesn't know himself, a man who's not confident with the things he does, a man who can't admit when he's wrong. Like, I couldn't be with somebody like that, and that was in my past. And I feel like when I decided to take on the traits of a woman with feminine energy, or embrace the characteristics of a woman, is when I realized that I need to be with somebody different. Like, I need to be with somebody who has like these certain things that I like, or I need to be with somebody who wants to take care of me, be with somebody who wants to provide for me, be with somebody who wants to see me succeed or do better in life. I just needed somebody to balance out my energy, and it was something I prayed for a really long time, and I'm grateful, because I feel like I was blessed, okay, in a sense, of meeting somebody, or meeting a man that I know I could trust to do these things for me, and I didn't have to say it. It was just something that I realized during our dating phase, and I don't know, it's just an interesting thing, and I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's me trying to gather my thoughts of making it general and also giving my personal experience, you know, like love is a crazy thing, and being a woman could be crazy. Sometimes it may drive you crazy or drive your man crazy, and it's interesting. And I really hope I kind of like expanded more on what I wanted to say in my last self-love video. And with this topic, I want us women to practice to embrace the natural characteristics of a woman. Don't be afraid to nurture or let your guard down or trust. And I feel like we pick up the role of being independent because we don't want to get hurt, but you can't live your life thinking that every man you meet is going to hurt you. You have to be happy within yourself, embrace your singleness, and find a balance within your feminine energy, or balance between feminine and masculine, and also embrace this in your relationship as well, because I feel like if you use this to attract the right person, that person should naturally balance out, you know, the relationship and what you deserve and what he deserves and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna end the video. Again, let me guys know if I should use this lens for like just tutorials and stuff, or if I should use it for like chat videos as well. Because like the autofocus like is amazing. Like look at this. The autofocus is amazing. But I'm gonna end the video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comments below of anything else you guys want to see me bring to my channel. I know I look like a foot, but don't judge me, okay? It's still early. Alright, bye. I'll see you guys in the next one.